Everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Metroid Fusion. Last episode, there is suddenly a red alert, and he announces it's an emergency in Sector Pyre. This time, there is a 6-minute time limit, but it won't start until you end this little thing with Mr. Purple. Now, notice how keep note that he said that the SX is impressive intelligence. So we have 6 minutes to get over there. And to be honest, it's not that threatening of a time limit. Do not be threatened by this, unless you're really bad at the game. I know people who can make it there in under 3 minutes. I think I make it in just under 4, if I remember correctly. Which is not because I literally just recorded this. I don't know why I stopped, but you can tell that... now, remember that little speed booster route I've never taken before? I almost take it right here, surprisingly. Now, as for how to get over there, you can take that little speed boost passage, but what you're really supposed to do, at least as far as I know, you're supposed to blast up here, get into this room, missile these guys away, shoot that, and roll under there. And then you're supposed to jump down this corridor thing. And now we're at the bottom of the pyre, which has boiling lava, which is a lot hotter than the normal lava. I have to ask, how is this not melting through the interior and exterior of the ship? I mean, sure, it's a video game, but still, that makes no physical sense. Now we have these enemies, which are kind of like those guys from earlier, except they have eyes and can be frozen. And they're just pretty much stronger. Now we have these old flame guys from Zebus. At least that's what I think they're supposed to be. I could be wrong. I may be a Metroid freak, but I'm no complete and total fanboy yet. The next, if they remake one of these, if they remake the GBA games for the 3DS and prior games to 3DS, I might become one. Now we're in the main boiler. And Jesus Christ, this place looks hot. And now we have one of these guys, which pretty much just now serve to delay you and such. And hey, it's a fat man. What's going on, fat man? And oh, never mind, you're not a fat man. I have a question. Why the hell does the fat man have the wide beam? I mean, was it from something that the expert had hosted previously, or was it from a host? I mean, the expert previously, or did the fat guy himself have it? I mean, like, check it out, Samus Laser Vision Pew. Or, well, I know one thing, he was certainly wide enough to have it. That was a bad pun. And now it immediately cools down just like that. That's not how heat works. And now we have to make our way all the way back to the nav room. Nav room. For some reason it reminds me of Navi. Navi? How do you pronounce her name? It's one thing I've always wondered about Ocarina of Time. Yeah, but that's Zelda. I'm not gonna go into a whole rant about Zelda and Metroid. Although if I ever do Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars, I can go into both, considering Samus and Link have cameos in that. Like Samus has 2 cameos. And in here, shoot the single tile at the top of this little block in the middle of the room to get a missile tank. So let's see, I have 128 right now. I think I have 140 by now, I'd say. So by part 5 of this, I have what took me at least 7 parts in Fusion. I mean, Zero Mission. Yeah, not really much to say right now, considering these are all areas we've gone through before. But we'll be getting to some new stuff in a couple minutes. See, look, now even those guys are gone, it's just these guys now. We'll only see that old other guy one more time. Shine Spark! Fail! Yeah, if you get damaged when you're about to do the Shine Spark, it will be cancelled out, which kind of saddens me. And time for more plot. And I'm glowing double rainbows. And now that we learned that the MX can absorb the memories and knowledge of their prey, as I mentioned earlier, which means that with all the scientists that were on here, you probably have an organic supercomputer. Wait, no, you don't. You just have pretty much all the internet. Considering this was a fully staffed lab. And now there's biosigns in the observation deck, or whatever that's called. And that means we can finally go back up to the main deck after 3 parts, I think? You know, this is part 5, we left at the end of part 1. Yeah, 4 parts, wow. And we're about, I'd say, halfway done with the game at this point. Actually, more like 4/6, 2/3 maybe. Giant Spark. Ow. Will I do a successful Shine Spark this video? And now, time for another elevator sequence. I don't understand why they have these elevators. I mean, it's a Game Boy Advance. They can load this stuff really quickly either way. Considering it's on a cartridge and not a disc. Although seeing this on a 3D graphics, full 3D, and like Metroid Prime perspective would be pretty cool. Freeze that guy to get up to the second level, and then freeze this guy to get up to the third. And this isn't like to get some sort of item. You need to do this. Then, hey, those guys look familiar. Those are the, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Etacoons and the Choras from Metroid, Super Metroid. I almost said Metroid 3, even though it's the same thing. The Dachoras are the birds that taught us how to originally use the Shine Spark in the Super Metroid, whereas the Etacoons taught you how to use the wall jump, or at least they showed you the moves. They didn't tell you how to do it, which was a bit of a pain, but I've got the timing down for both, so. Now, I'm not sure if these guys were actually named in Super Metroid, but they do have a name in this. As I mentioned before, Etacoon are the monkeys, the Choras are the birds. And the reason they're here, these are actually the exact same ones from the end of Super Metroid. Or from Super Metroid altogether, because you actually send them flying. And the best ending you can possibly get, you save them and they actually fly away. I'm guessing the Galactic Feds pick them up. And more inner monologuing, where she says that they recognized her and that they helped her release abilities she didn't know she had, which I've already used multiple times. And now what do we have to do? Head back to the sectors. And well, we had a breath of fresh air for a couple seconds there, for a couple minutes there. And now they can confirm the deaths of all crew members, which is rather sad, considering this probably had quite a few people on it. I still wonder what the heck the SAX did to make that part of the ceiling down like that. Anyway, speed boost through here and through the hole the SAX made at the beginning. Just speed boost through a wall and get a missile tank. That's a nice little attention to detail that you can go in there. And back down to the Arctic sector we go. Giant Spark Hope! Down back to the Arctic sector we go from the same goddamn data room. Now in this room, roll into a morph ball, bomb jump, or jump bomb up there, get a missile tank. And that thing that's still there in the background, we won't know what that is until most likely next part afterwards. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about maybe 2 parts until you know what that is. Yeah, I'd say about 2 parts. And now we get the almighty power bombs, which you get a lot more of in this game, which is good because you use them a hell of a lot more than you do in Zero Mission for story-related purposes. Anyway, I might as well show this off. If you roll into a morph all over here, there's a room that gets you a power-up at the end, but I don't feel like going through it. And you can't go through that. You can go through that door, but it leads to another dead end, so you have to bomb down here. Now it's a one-way, which means we're probably going to have an SAX encounter, which we do. I don't know how he doesn't see us right there. Now, word of caution, do not use your power bombs as much as you may attempt to. Your power bomb thing's down the bottom right, but that wall is also made out of power bombable blocks. And so he'll see you, and he will attack you. Look, just bomb that wall and go right through. And another unique enemy. Yet again, this is another red parasite, red X enemy, I guess. Just because I guess they put that there in case you took a lot of damage to the SAX in that room. Which makes a good enough sense to me, I guess. And now we're done here again, for now. Also, the cool thing about the power bomb is that it'll actually pull the parasites to you after you use it. So, that's actually rather helpful. What is that thing doing back there? Seriously. I know what that thing is, and even I don't know why it's doing flying around back there. It's just going like, wee, I can fly, wee. Will there be a red alert again? No. And now, Mr. Purple, return to our ship. Okay. I haven't been there since like 3 seconds of part 1. Okay, so let's just head up the elevator and get there. What? Power outage? What? Oh no. Anyway, add this more of a note. If you like this video, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. I'll see you guys next time, if there is, because we can't escape. See you then.